What is going on, guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to work the Dominator 2 and everything there is to know about it. I'm going to go over how to drive it, how it deploys, all its functionalities, etc. So with all that said, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the video. Okay, so now that we currently have our Dominator 2 spawned in, one quick thing right off the bat, this tutorial is going to be for every single Dominator 2 variant, so everything on this is the same on every other model, from the 2012 all the way up to 2014. So, as you can see, on the exterior we don't have a whole lot of stuff. There are very few things on the exterior we can interact with, but the things on the exterior we can interact with are the doors and the trunk. So that's basically it. Anyways, that's all you can interact with outside of the vehicle. It's mostly all inside stuff, so why don't we go ahead and jump on inside. So, on the inside of the Dominator 2, we have a whole bunch of buttons. Like a lot of buttons, holy heck. Okay, so let's just go over the gauges, I guess. There are 4 gauges here: your gear, your fuel gauge, your mile per hour gauge, and your wind speeds gauge. Very self-explanatory. Heater, that turns on your heater. Very simple, I feel. Your cab lights, which will turn on your cabin lights. And then we also have our low beams, which are currently on, and we have our high beams, which are currently eye blinding. And then down here we have the hood. So that all that does is just pop the hood. It doesn't serve any, function to where if this button wasn't here, the Dominator 2 wouldn't work. It's just there for looks. So anyway, moving away from the hood, we have these little buttons here. So probe 1 will deploy the rockets on the roof. I'm not going to do that because then I will most likely explode and die. Anyway, so we have probe 1 and deploy spikes. So to deploy spikes, it's simple. You just turn those on and the spikes will deploy. But as you can see, we're not currently flush with the ground, even though I clicked deploy spikes. That is because I clicked deploy spikes, not the airbags. And you guys might be asking yourselves, well, where are the airbags? They're not here. Well, if your menu is hidden, simply click H, and now as you can see, there's a menu at the bottom left of my screen. And in this menu, I have labeled everything. Would you please, Discord? I have labeled everything as to what I need. So as you can see, the left and right is for the airbags to go up and down. So if you hold down your left arrow key on your keyboard, nothing happens. If you hold down the right arrow key on your keyboard, that deploys the airbags to the ground. If you want to undeploy, hold down your left arrow key, and now you will deploy upwards. And then if we go ahead and move down to the 2 key on your keyboard, that is your parking brake. Once again, self-explanatory. 3 and 4 are for your left and right indicators. Very simple as well. And then 5 and 6 are for your probes as well. So probe 1, I believe, will deploy the inner probes. 2 will deploy the middle probes, and 3 will deploy the outer ones, or that isn't all in reverse. Regardless, I haven't launched these things in a while. Anyways, with all that said, now you know everything basically functionally about the Dominator 2, aside from drivability. So we're gonna go ahead and drive the Dominator 2. So to drive the Dominator 2, ensure that it is on by pressing the starter. So our engine is already on. And ensure that infinite fuel is off. Infinite electric doesn't matter. But do not have infinite fuel on, otherwise it will absolutely kill itself. Now that our starter is engaged, as you can see, we are currently in gear 0, so you would think that means neutral. It doesn't. That actually just means nothing. We are just in a gear, which is drive. So 0 means we can drive forward just fine, with no problems. So yeah, if you're in gear 0, just go ahead and start going forward. And I'm not even using 4 gears. I'm just in gear 0 for Pete's sake. And I already get going like 50 miles an hour. Dom 2 cannot stay straight for its absurd speed though. Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, this vehicle is not stable whatsoever. Regardless, to work your manual transmission, your glorious transmission, simply use the up and down arrows on your keyboard, up shift and down shift. So it's very simple. The up arrow on your keyboard will up shift all the way up to 4th gear, and the down arrow will downshift all the way to -1. And -1 is also quite simple. That is your reverse. So if you are in -1, as you can see, we are currently now backing up. So as you can see, it is very simple to drive the Dominator 2, and I actually find that the newer transmission I have put in here is much better. So yeah, I definitely like driving the Dominator 2 now that it has a new transmission, as when I had first made the Dominator 2, I had put in the transmission backwards, which then had me go all the way to 4th gear and slowly down to 2nd. Whereas now, it will absolutely stall if it is in 4th gear when you just start to drive. So now you have to be in 0 and work your way up to 4th. So now, with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this was helpful on how to use the Dominator 2. And, yeah, that's basically it. So I hope this was helpful. And of course, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button, and we'll see y'all later in another video.